YouTube, good morning. Again, this is week 2 of Pass the Prop. Well, I think we call it All Sport now. Coming back to you at the early morning. What time is it for you right now?
It's 10 a.m. 10 a.m. I've got an extra hour on you.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just getting up and getting these in, getting ready to roll. And how was your couple days? I know I seen you on Wednesday. How have those days been?
Yeah, it's been good ever since the All-Star break. I'm pretty sure it's been like 7 out of 9 winning days, something like that. It's been real good. So I'm excited to keep it rolling today. We've got a pretty nice Friday slate, so I'm pretty excited. I'm ready to keep it rolling.
Yeah, no, this is the fun time of the year with basketball, obviously going with pretty much every conference besides like the very small ones going in their conference tournaments. So yeah, there's just games everywhere. There's games that start in an hour and a half. Have a bet on that. Have to have the 10:30 one, right? You got to have a bet on that. So yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of good games. Obviously, a lot of blown games, a lot of missed free throws, a lot of covers blown, like always. But we're back and trucking forward. So just going to give people a little bit of a 1 or 2 minutes to give them a chance to get in here, and then we'll try to get it going, keep it under that 20 here. I'll give them about another 30 seconds or so, and I'll get that out to you. What is the best game on the slate for you for NBA? I haven't even looked at it. What is the game I should be looking at?
I mean, this is going to be a biased answer, but it's what's true to me. It's Lakers Wizards tonight at 10:30 prime time. LeBron at center, man, it opens up so many possibilities for both teams. It picks up the pace so much. There's no props for that game out yet, but that's one. Russ revenge against DC too. It'll be fun. I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I just kind of wish Beal was playing so those two could go at each other a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think they're probably looking at seeing if LeBron's still hurt. Like he came back triple-doubled in the third quarter. Like, come on, man. That's unbelievable. Like, you say what you want about LeBron, but that shit was unreal, what he did in that game. And they still lost by, 8?
Yeah, it was pretty sad.
Bruh, that's terrible. All right, well, we got 15 live viewers in the chat. Again, if you guys have any questions, drop them in. We'll try to get to some of them. Again, we're trying to keep this in that sub 20-ish minute range. And which one do you want first? You want your long shot or you want your spread one?
Yeah, let's start out spicy. Why not?
All right, let's go.
Yeah, this one kind of jumped off the page to me immediately when I was starting off my morning research. Dejounte Murray is a guy we've talked about all season long. I know he's done great things for you, obviously, this year. And he's a guy that you look at and you expect to be in the plus 250, plus 300 range for a triple-double. But like we've talked about on the show, these markets definitely reflect what guys have done recently, not so much their whole season outlooks. But the funny thing is, it's not like Dejounte Murray's playing poorly recently. He's just racking up double-doubles as opposed to triple-doubles. But once again, the assist is kind of what stays consistent around 10, but the rebounds kind of fluctuate between 7 and 8 on most days. So we're really only asking for kind of 2 more than his average right here, which really doesn't worry me. I think we're getting a good number because of the Jazz matchup, but we talked about this last time. It's really not as scary as it used to be. I mean, there are plenty of teams that now play slower and even play better guard defense. So I like Murray in the spot. I think it's a good triple-double opportunity. He had one earlier in the year against the Jazz also, even when you could say their defense was probably playing better than they are right now. So this is kind of a pure value play for me. It just immediately popped off the page. I would have it at plus 300 around. So, I mean, if you have a half unit, a quarter unit you want to throw on this, I think we're looking pretty good.
Yeah, I will never get you off Dejounte Murray. I have him in. I already put him in last night. With obviously we didn't talk about anything, but I have his over 8.5 assists in one of my my sleeper thing, like my parlay thing. Had that immediately because his numbers just get too low. I really don't understand why his number is where this is. Like, this is disrespectful. Because I mean, what is his double? I bet he's like minus 200.
Yeah, exactly. It's unplayable number right now. So 100%.
Perfect. Well, I will definitely be tailing that one. 100%. And you went spicy early. I'm going spicy early. I'm going with an under to start my morning.
Oh.
This is actually starting at 11 p.m. So this is one where you go to sleep. Honestly, if this goes the way I want it to, it will put you to sleep because both of these defenses are absolutely fantastic. Personally, I think San Diego State has the best defense in the country right now. They're long, they're quick, they do not foul. First time they played these guys, it was a 58-57 barn burner. Colorado State did win that one. But we only saw 41 total first half points in that one. San Diego State does usually come out slow offensively. And obviously their defense is pretty damn good. San Diego State, like if we're going to go off numbers, is the second best adjusted defense according to Ken Pom. They play pretty slow, sitting at 66 possessions per game, and that is the exact same amount as Colorado State. So there's not going to be a pace up spot. Possessions in the first one played to mid 60s, so nothing crazy. And the best part of this team for Colorado State is the offense. And I will take San Diego State's defense over any single offense in the country right now, the way they are playing. I mean, they just held Fresno State to like 20 points in the first half. It's unreal what this defense is able to do and clamp up on guys. But this is one of the bigger numbers that I like because you can go into San Diego State's like last 6, and this goes over in 3 of those. But when they play against the best teams, right? Boise State and Colorado State are the 2 best teams besides obviously San Diego State in this conference. And this is 3-0 in those 3 when they played each other. So I like it because they're going to try to slow it down. They're playing the best team. Obviously, you try to play your best ball against the best teams. And both teams in conference this season are allowing under 30 points in the first half. And I don't see that changing here with all that is on the line, conference tournament, nerves, everything there coming together. I think this stays under. I won't be surprised if it goes over in the second half, just because we saw it last night in a lot of Fresno State games and San Diego State games. They just decide to run in the second half. But first half is clamped up, and I think that's where we say here, like I said, 41 points in the first half of their only meeting this season. I think we say something close to that again tonight.
Yeah, and I love what you said about the 3-0 versus kind of the comparable teams, because that's always what we want to look at, right? With such a large sample size, there's so many different outcomes that can happen when you're playing these random teams that they play sometimes, So once all the kind of cream of the crop rises, then you kind of see what this team is really like. So I also think it's interesting. San Diego State, for kind of such a non-major school, it's so funny that they have such an elite defense in both college basketball and football. I don't know why, but that for whatever reason, that really catches me off guard a little bit,
Yeah, I mean, can you imagine how good this defense has been this good for a long time? And remember when they had Kawhi Leonard there, dude, they were on like you could not stop this team. Like they would just give him the ball and you couldn't score. Right. And that's what I kind of expect to see here. And I think this number is just a little bit too high. I would probably only go to 58 because this is a very, very, very thin margins here with this number. But I would take it down to 58 on my lowest one there. So let's get to your second play here as we are rolling along.
Yep. Like I told you before we got on here, the props aren't really offering right now, but this is one that once again stuck out to me. Bovada has unfortunately limited me on spreads, so I kind of go elsewhere these days. But it's Toronto plus 5.5 is the best number I'm currently seeing. We saw it open at 6 last night, so there's already been some movement in the Toronto direction. I think it probably settles around here. The Suns are a good team, don't get me wrong. I have a lot of respect for the Suns system, but when it's just Devin Booker there and you kind of don't have Chris Paul, who, as we know, is probably the best facilitator in the NBA, it makes the offense, a little bit more stagnant and a little bit more easy to game plan around. As we all know, the Raptors, I think, have one of the best defensive units in basketball, but more importantly, Nick Nurse is a pretty good defensive game planner. I really think this team's going to put a lot of pressure on Devin Booker in this game and kind of make other guys beat them. It could be a guy like DeAndre Ayton. It could be a guy like Mikal Bridges. But I honestly think Toronto, with everybody healthy, we have Fred VanVleet back. We have Scotty Barnes doesn't have to play point guard anymore. He can go back to his regular position. This Toronto team is just playing great basketball right now, and I think it's a good spot for them against the Suns, despite the fact that, once again, Suns are a good team. It's nothing against them. I think Toronto's well equipped to slow them down, cover the spread, and maybe even win the game tonight. So I would have had this at 4. I think the extra 1.5 is very nice right here. I think Toronto might win this game outright, and I'll probably get a little bit down on that also.
Yeah, I really like Toronto tonight too. I actually have the the one I just told you about with the Murray thing, it's kind of funny because you literally picked both the guys I have. The other guy I have is Siakam in there too. I just think this matchup is not that tough for them because they have just the amount of scorers that they have. Like they have dudes they have obviously Van Vliet who can shoot from 30. You got Siakam you got to worry about. I mean, they're so like condensed in that roster that you're playing your best dudes. It's like watching Syracuse yesterday when they only had 6 dudes playing with Buddy Boeheim suspended. But 3 of those dudes are absolute snipers. And if you're not locked in on them, you saw what happened yesterday. Syracuse almost took that from Duke there. So I 100% agree. I think 5.5 is pretty crazy. In NBA, like in college, 5.5 is different because they foul. NBA, they don't really foul that much. So 5.5 is actually quite a bit. So definitely like it. Yeah, before I get to my last one, if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat. Drop a like if you guys could. I'm about to tweet out as Q&A time. So, yeah, very, very, very excited. Oh, we got a guy, lowest it's been in a while, 16.5 RA for Dejounte Murray. I believe we had another guy dropping that. That's a gem. I think it is too, man. I mean, that's just absolute disrespect to Dejounte Murray. I don't know what they're thinking, if it's going to be a blowout or something, but I think they're really missing Joe Ingles, to be honest. And I mean, I didn't really expect that to be a thing, but I think they really are because their defense has suffered since he's been out.
100%. And yeah, I agree with the RA line 100%. My mind just went to the value I saw on the triple-double number, but completely agree. Obviously, if I'm betting the triple-double, then I'm definitely in on the rebounds and assists.
Perfect. And I don't know if you've been tailing some of my college basketball plays, but this has been a play I've made every single time. I've been very, very good on when I pick my spots on here, and I'm going back to this play, man. There's like nothing else I can do but play this play. It is unbelievable what Iowa's first half numbers have been like this season. And as a guy who watches Big Ten, Iowa is the 3rd highest scoring first half team. They average 41.7 points per first half, and they allow 33.6. This team is an absolute wagon for first halves because obviously they shoot the shit out of the ball. It's the first time I think I've ever said shit on stream here, but they do. They are so good. Did you watch the Northwestern game yesterday? Did you watch that?
No, I didn't.
They dropped 114 points, and they almost covered my first half by themselves.
Really?
These guys, now they're playing Rutgers. And I get it. The first game was it was awful. It was an absolutely terrible game, but it was played in Rutgers. Rutgers is an arena that they are so much better at. They are so much better at home than on the road. And now we're at a neutral court. Obviously, Iowa's coming off an absolute beating yesterday. And I think they're going to keep this pace, right? I think Iowa's going to be able to run with these guys and push them a little bit because Iowa's the number 4 team in the country in adjusted offense, 53 in tempo. Obviously, Rutgers is much, much slower, and their defense is pretty good. But again, I'll say it. We could pull together 3 guys on this stream with us and probably put up 30 points against this Iowa defense. And I'm not even kidding. They can't stop anybody. Obviously, they've been very good at outscoring people. But Iowa's, like I said, Iowa's the 2nd or 3rd highest first half scoring team in the country. And I think we really are getting value off of that first game where it was just an absolute crap fest, right? There was just bricks everywhere. It was a 48-46 game in that first matchup. So there's no way that's happening again. They went 8 for 40 combined from 3, saying that that's going to happen again with a Iowa team who shoots this 36% from 3 usually. I don't see them going again here, 8 for 40 combined with Rutgers here. But yeah, there's really nothing else I have to say. I play this play almost every single time they play because even in that game that was crap, they still played into the low 70s of possession. So they were able to keep the pace. And I really think that this first half line is still low. I'm going to keep playing it till it's done.
Yeah, man, that's one of my favorite things, when you just find that line that just keeps hitting for you over and over. And like you said, man, that 3rd in the nation in first half scoring. I mean, sounds good to me. It's obviously, like you said, been hitting over and over again. I'm ready to tail you on this one tonight. I like it.
Yeah, we're going for 6 straight, knock on wood, 6 straight times of hitting this play. So yeah, I'm knocking on wood there. Yes, every other play that I think was today was 1 unit. I think that mine was the only 1.5, I believe. I think that's what it was. We're seeing minus 110 for Dejounte Murray's rebound assist line on MGM. That's good looks. We're at about 15, 16 minutes here. Got about 3 or 4 minutes. Let's get to some Q&A here. Thoughts on Devin Booker over 35.5 points, rebound, assists here without Chris Paul. 6 for 7 without him in the lineup.
Yeah, this is interesting. So this is kind of, I mean, I see what you're saying with the 6 of 7, but for me, I'm just personally going to pass on this. I think it would take a lot of rebounds and assist production to get him there just because Toronto's so defensively versatile. That's really, I mean, you can't switch off of Fred VanVleet when Gary Trent's there, and you can't switch off Gary Trent when Scotty Barnes is there. These guys are like, it's versatile defense. It's very much meant to slow down a guy like Devin Booker. So for me personally, I'm going to take a pass despite the trend you did point out.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, like I said, you still have Siakam there too. This is a very fluid defense in terms of switching. And that would definitely be what I would do here against the Suns team that is very heavily reliant right now on Devin Booker. Tim mentions that it was a plus 500 over on MGM. So if you guys have MGM, go pop over there for that one. I'm taking a look here. Do not think we have any other questions. Again, we're going to run a quick recap here for anybody here that was not able to catch it. And then if you guys have any other questions, drop them in there quickly, and we'll get to them at the end. So we'll run through your 2, and then I'll grab mine after yours.
Yep. So I'm going with Dejounte Murray to have a triple-double at plus 475 is what I got it at. Obviously, there's a plus 500 hanging around on MGM. And obviously, just for, someone asked about units, I'll probably half unit. I don't think you have to go all in right here on the Dejounte Murray triple-double. Maybe half on RA, half on triple-double. There you go. That's some safety.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I think that's the best way to get the value for it, for sure.
And then, we got Toronto plus 5.5, minus 114 on FanDuel. That's the best number I could find going against the Phoenix Suns tonight.
Nice. I'm going to be rolling with an under, guys. I know this is going to be late night. I'm pretty sure this is a 12 a.m. tip-off.
Mm-hmm.
So Eastern time. So at least it'll give me an extra hour. I can watch it at 11, but we'll be rolling with the first half under 58.5. San Diego State versus Colorado State, and I'll be rolling with my wagon spot. Iowa first half over 68. I'm gonna keep rolling until it falls off, and this is another round where I think that we're gonna get there. Just a little bit too low of a number for me. All right, last question. It looks like unless someone else puts one in here, we have about a minute and a half left. Monotone, what's your thoughts here? When did CJ get hurt? Did he get hurt recently?
Yeah, I saw that too. I believe it was last game because he dropped. I know he had a good game last game.
He did fantastic. I had him in DraftKings. He was great.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what's going on there, but it does appear both those guys are ruled out. I stared at this one for a while. I don't know about you. This is just a pass for me. Pelicans are playing great right now, but I don't know how we measure them without CJ and Ingram in the lineup. So I would lean against them, but I don't know. I would probably lean Hornets -3. I was thinking about it. COVID is the reason why. Yeah, I saw that, but it was weird. Yeah, so I would lean Hornets, but I don't feel a very strong way in this game personally.
Perfect. No, thank you guys for answering that pretty quickly. I had absolutely no idea. But yeah, I mean, that just seems trappy though. Like that has to be like with that, I mean, I might just hammer Jonas in every single FanDuel lineup I have here. He might just put up a 50 piece on these boys. All right. Doesn't look like we have any other questions. This is what we're trying to do. Keep it in that short and sweet range. Monotone, you got anything else for the people here heading into the weekend and Selection Sunday this Sunday?
Yeah, no, I mean, just more NBA. I know everyone's going to be on the college basketball, but I'm having a very, very good run right now. I've been probably my best of the season, so I'm just looking to keep it going during NBA while everyone else can maybe take a break and watch some college basketball. Of
course. Jake comes in. First half under, always a great bet in March Madness. Are you hammering? Oh, for sure. I'm taking that over. Obviously, it depends on the matchup. Like, if they get San Diego State first round, I am not doing that. I'd be more leaning towards that side. But, yeah, I think it's just that exciting time of the year. Again, be smart with your units here. It's very easily to just go, hey, there's a game at 2:00. Let me throw 50 on that. 4:00. Let me throw on that because I'm watching it, right? If you're going to do that, make a stupid parlay or something. Like make a $5 parlay and do it. Don't throw like actual units on it just because you're watching the game. But that's my 2 cents. Again, both of our links are in the description, guys. Go follow us over on Twitter if you want some more free plays. We will be giving those out like always, all the time. And yeah, I guess we'll see you guys over on Wednesday. Trying to keep it short and sweet. We went 1 minute over, but if we go with 4-0, we might have to do it at 21 minutes every single time. So hopefully we can come out with a sweep. Best of luck on your bets, guys. And we will see you on Wednesday. Peace.